I like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. It's Netflix time. This movie's called There's Someone Inside Your House. A teen horror movie, hour and a half long. Spoiler alert, let's just get it. So it starts off with this house in the middle of nowhere. Got a kicker from the football team named Jackson. He gets in the house, nobody's there, he's just there by himself. And there's this like cooking timer sitting on his table. Well, anyway, he's supposed to get some sleep. He's gonna get like 4 hours of sleep and then get ready for the big game. Next thing you know, he wakes up, his phone is gone. The timer's sitting in front of his face like, I ain't put that shit there, what the fuck? He goes to check outside, his truck's gone. He's like, what the fuck is going on? Then he goes back around the house, he sees all these pictures of him hazing people and whatnot. So he's thinking somebody's in his house, so he arms himself with a golf club, goes in the closet and sees all these pictures hung up all over the place. Bloody pictures, we like, what the fuck is going on around here? Then all of a sudden we see a knife cover from the bottom, and whoever it is cuts this guy's ankles completely off. And then we had the villain. He's about to get this nigga. And he took his phone. You see Action Jackson's dad calling. He's trying to figure out where the hell's my son at. He's supposed to be here at the game. All of a sudden, there's this guy Caleb is about to score a touchdown. The whole school's getting text messages of Jackson's stuff, bit of the past or whatever, some type of hazing. And as he scores, it's all dead silent. He's just looking at him like, yo, what's going on around here? So after the whole school finds out that Jackson's dead, the kids are basically accusing Caleb of having something to do with it. I mean, they know he was at the game, but he could have had somebody do something to him or something. But Makani, Ro, aka Rodriguez, T, Zach, and Darby, they all don't believe that shit. So like, Caleb's been shunned by everybody except for the 5 people we just talked about. They let him sit at the table with him. Then you got this chick named Katie delivering a speech. I guess she's some type of twat. Whatever kind of speech it was, it embarrassed Darby plenty. And Makani every now and then keeps looking at this dude named Ali. What's his deal? Zach's car gets vandalized. Zach don't give a fuck though. Alright, so his situation, his dad owns like this cornfield or whatever. He owns up a lot of property. I guess this took a lot of money out of the community or something. But he's still supposed to be important to the community because I guess he's trying to run for mayor or something. I'm not really sure. Anyway, there's people that don't like his dad, so they fuck with him. But he don't like his dad like that anyway. He don't care. He just want to get high with his friends. And Ali comes out of nowhere, stops, and then keeps on rolling. Now T comes off as hateful to damn near everything, but she's really convinced that Ali has something to do with the killings. Or killing. Now back at home, Makani lives with a grandmother who happens to sleepwalk every now and then. Now there's a situation with her where she had to change her name because something crazy happened to her back then, but they don't really go into detail. So while she's in her room doing work, she's getting texts from Ali. Apparently it wasn't just a stare, they were more than friends, they were doing things. But the thing is, she's been ignoring them ever since the school year started. Then while she sleeps, she keeps having dreams about fires and campfires and stuff like that, so we're not really expounded on it just yet. Then he keeps saying, hey Jasmine, what's your name? Are they talking about Makani? Is that her real name? Anyway, she goes downstairs and sees this big old mess in the kitchen. We find out her grandmother's been sleepwalking again. Next day, we go to this church where they had the official Jackson funeral. Katie's setting up stuff. She thinks she's talking to this guy named Marcus. Then she calls Marcus, and Marcus tells her, like, I'm sick. I've been in the house the whole time. Like, and you're trying to think to yourself, who the hell was she talking to then? Then all of a sudden, out the blue, the killer's behind her. Da. And she thinks she did something because of a podcast or whatever like that. Reflecting on the past because apparently she's very bougie. But the killer don't care nothing about that shit. You about to get got. He chases her into the confession booth. There ain't no confessions happening here. You just getting death. Just like that. Done. Then all of a sudden, people start coming in, and they see her hanging up in the church. It's like, God damn. Now, apparently, the sheriffs after that get on to the subject, and they're like, all right, we're going to set a citywide curfew at 8 o'clock. I don't know what the fuck that's going to do. Then Makani starts looking up her name because she goes by Makani Young, but her real name is Makani Suhu. My bad, and Sun Woo. And she's got some type of criminal background. What she been doing in the past? She talks to Rodriguez, and you kind of think they give a clear indication of he knows something about her past or something like that. But it doesn't even come to that. Then they pretty much bring in the whole school in for questioning. Zach was the first one free to go because his father has got pull around this town. His father starts talking to him like, look, man, you're embarrassing me. I'm trying to do stuff around here. Then on top of that, you getting high going into the goddamn police station. Zach's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do about that? They called the entire class in for questioning. So Zach gets out the car like, look, man, I drove my own car down here. So it's pretty much dark outside. The only people left for questioning is Makani and Ali. So Ali's not even really there for questioning because the police chief is actually his brother. So then he starts to question Makani. But Makani's not even thinking about the killing shit. She's hoping that he doesn't dig up her past or whatever. But all he sees is that she's a straight A student, she's getting good grades and all that. But as she's leaving, she tells Ali to come with her. And so the reason she hasn't been talking to him like that in public is because of her past stuff. Because people already look at him like a psychopath, and whatever happened to his parents, she has no choice but to keep a low profile, stay away from him while people are around. But they get together at this little spot, and she ends up giving him the business. Then they hear about this party at Zach's house, so they decide to go. I thought this guy was important to the story at first, but not really. Inside the party, all our peoples is there, and Caleb is now officially part of the group. And now back in public, she's got to stay away from Ali again because of the reasons I told you before. So they tell us secrets at this party. We find out that T actually likes out Rodriguez, and vice versa. Zach with his black robe just talking a gang of shit. Yeah. Then Zach gets up on the stage and makes this big old speech about his dad and whatnot. Then he talks about how his dad has all this Nazi weaponry. I was like, what the fuck? Didn't his dad make money off of corn shucking and hiving? And not only that, he used all his guns to make bongs out of them and smoke weed from them shits. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? And he was in there getting loaded on his goddamn gas mask. So after these two found out how they really feel about each other, T ends up giving Rodriguez the business. Then some guy interrupts him talking about, yo, you got any chips? And they give him the chips, but we don't see the face. She's like, all right, baby, I'm going back to the party. I'll see you in a minute. Then he finds this pill on the ground. Like, what the fuck? They thinking to themselves, people probably getting high, doing whatever they're going to do at the party or whatever like that. But the guy forgot to mention, he takes anxiety pills. Then he starts noticing a trail of these pills on the ground. Then he sees the bottle and finds out those are his fentanyl pills. Who the hell bought those pills over to Zach's party? Then all of a sudden these texts come through about Rodriguez, revealing his secret about his anxiety. Then all of a sudden the lights go out, and all of a sudden out the blue, the killer's in the room. Rodriguez hides in the closet, but then the killer finds him. He's trying to escape through the vent, but the killer's onto him. He gets out to the fountain where everybody done dipped off. He's pretty much by himself at this point. And then the killer hits him with a taser right into the fountain. He's pretty much fucked, right? Well, basically, yes. Cause he slits his throat, done, dead and shit. Then when he finally confessed to T, ended up giving her the business, and he dies that same damn night. Now, while the crew is sad, reflecting on the memory of Rodriguez, T's even more convinced Ali did it. Which, if he did it or not, is really fucked up on Makani's part. Because she's still spending the night with him, giving him more of the business. And at school, T is really getting pissed off at Makani because she keeps defending Ali. And she's like, why the fuck you keep defending him all the time? And T asks her, like, do you even know what happened to his parents? Which Makani does not know. So he pops up at a joyride with her. He's going to take her to the ocean. But then they're going to a cornfield instead. Yeah, great place to reflect on life, right? Then they get to be lovey-dovey. But then he gets a phone call from his brother. But as he's outside talking, she ends up getting in the car. She gets over the glove compartment by accident and finds a taser in there. But she closed the back up real quick. Now what the fuck is Ali doing with a damn taser? Now she's starting to question herself. Could the killer be Ali? There's the talking. He tells her the situation about his parents. He said the way his parents died, they crashed into a tree. They usually get drunk like that. But the story they painted out was like his kid killed his parents or something like that because they wanted him to everybody think he was suicidal and whatnot. So that's why everybody thought he was the one that killed the parents. But they thought he got away with it because his brother's a cop. So it was like, okay. But she's still thinking to herself, what the fuck is he doing with the taser? Because when everybody was being questioned earlier in the movie, there was a scene where his brother was asking where his taser was and nobody knew. So she's starting to have second thoughts about Ali. She gets out the car and starts walking home. She ends up getting a ride from a random guy at the party. But like I said, his involvement is not that important when it comes to the story. Anyway, she gets back to the house, locks all the doors, puts a knife by her bed. She ain't playing that shit. Then she starts having these nightmares about this girl with a burnt face. When she wakes back up, the door's open. Her knife and her phone is gone. Oh shit. She knows it's not her grandma because she's gone away on a trip. She's basically in the house by herself. Then she goes in another room of the house. Then she sees all these pictures on the wall about this girl she's been dreaming about. Apparently her name is Jasmine. Along with that, pictures of her, jail pictures. I was like, oh shit. So somebody else knows about her past too. Then all of a sudden the killer breaks into the window. Oh shit. He hit her with the taser so she can't move. All of a sudden starts pouring gasoline on her. Right before he's about to light her on fire, a light shines like somebody's coming and she clips the killer. And the killer's mask comes off. But who is it? The killer ran out and there was T covered to the door to the rescue. And she's telling her friend that it was Ali, but I'm like, hold up. If it's Ali and we ain't see her face, I ain't believing that shit just yet. So she gets to the hospital, she running about all her friends and her grandma. Then she starts telling the story about why she changed her last name. Okay, so the fire vision we kept seeing in her dream, it was supposed to be some part of hazing. I guess she was trying to join a fraternity. It was her and a group of 5 other girls. They were punishing her. They got them all drunk and whatever. Jasmine pushed her on the ground. She pushed back, but ended up tossing her in the campfire. I'm like, oh shit. Now the girl Jasmine didn't die, but she got serious fucking burns. In between all this, her parents separated. She went to a totally different school, changed her last name back. She was locked up for like 3 months because of it. And that's basically her backstory. On the news, they got Ali getting arrested for murders. Then we got Zach's dad promoting this cornfield maze shit. And Makani was supposed to get there from the school, but she missed the bus. But her friends are going to come back to pick her up. Then she gets a text from Darby saying Ali's out. They ain't have enough evidence to hold him. He's free. And all of a sudden, here he comes by the school. Makani starts running through the school. Then she runs into Caleb out the blue. Then all of a sudden, Caleb gets stabbed in the back. And the killer's still at large again. But instead of taking her out, the killer just ends up giving her the knife. And then as he dips out, here comes Ali. So it's no way Ali's the killer. But if he's not, who is? Then we're back at the core maze. Everybody's supposed to be here. Then we find out the killer's at the core maze. He burned it down shit. As the crew's driving up there, they see the fire in the distance. Now, Zach wasn't with the crew because he was supposed to help his dad out with the corn maze and whatnot. Then they get a call from Zach talking about he needs some help, and they're going to go over there to help him out. And they get there, there's no way for anybody to get out this maze. So they said, fuck it, they make a path, and they drive straight through the cornfield. Then they got the car before it blows up. Then they start walking down, they keep seeing nothing but dead bodies. Then they run into a bunch of people trying to get the hell out of there. Then Makani tells T and Darby to go help out everybody else and help them get to safety, because they know the way out. Meanwhile, Makani and Ali confront the killer and Zach's dad. And the killer ends up slicing his dad's face off. It's like, oh shit. Then we found out the killer is actually Zach. Oh shit. He gives this crazy ass explanation. He talked about killing people that was sponsoring his dad's company. But then if that be the case, why would you kill Rodriguez? And the reason he put the knife in her hands because he was going to be the fallback girl to blame it on. And now considering her information out about fires and stuff like that, this type of thing would be perfect for her to get blamed for. But right before he does her in, Ali, who had just recently got stabbed, picks up the fucking taser and sprays it with it. Then she gets the knife and stabs Zach. And then she finishes him off in the fucking cornfield. Zach done deal dead as shit. So after that, they get all dressed up. Wait, did they get married or something? What the fuck? Darby got accepted into her college. She finally calls Jasmine for the first time in who knows how long. She gives a graduation speech, and that's what it is. Now, certain things about Zach that kind of confused me. Now, I get he was a sociopath and he was trying to go after the people that were sponsoring his dad's company because he hated him so much, I guess. But Rodriguez had nothing to do with that, nor did Ali, nor did Makani. I don't know, I'll let y'all figure that shit out. There's Someone Inside Your House on Netflix. Check it out, like, click, subscribe, do all that. You know the time of this. Look, these easy, bitch. Stop. See, look at it. Big, you got that slogan.